Good morning. Good morning to all of you. I hope I'm audible without the mic because we have a small gathering here. We are going through the pandemic, and given the requirements of small gatherings and social distancing, I think we are all gathering here today. It gives me great pleasure to join the Tagore Society of Houston to mark the 100th anniversary of Rabindranath Tagore's visit to Houston at this Tagore Grove that was established in 2013 in the Ray Miller Park of Harris County. I recall last year in May on Rabindra Jayanti, I had joined all of you to kick off the celebrations for this 100th anniversary. As was mentioned earlier, Tagore visited Houston on 13th February 1921 to deliver a lecture at Rice University as part of his second transcontinental lecture tour in America. And this evoked considerable interest in his literary and other works across United States. All of you are aware, as two vibrant democracies having open and multicultural societies, commonalities in culture and shared values, India and United States are natural partners. Our comprehensive strategic partnership is broad-based, with growing engagement in areas like energy, defense, security, and trade and investment and people-to-people contacts are also a very important component of this partnership. We share a very strong connect with this part of United States, which is evident in the vibrant Indo-American community which is based here. Today we are marking this 100th anniversary of Tagore's visit to Houston. Rabindranath Tagore, who was a Nobel laureate, needs no introduction. He had a multifaceted personality with many literary activities, work in social reform, education and other areas. We all know his profoundly sensitive and beautiful verses of Gitanjali, for which he won the Nobel Prize in 1913. Tagore wrote thousands of poems, volumes of short stories, plays, novels, and many books and essays on philosophy, religion, education, and social topics. He composed many songs, and two of those, as I'm sure all of you know, are the national anthems of India and Bangladesh. Interestingly, the Rice Institute publication, which was shared by the society, and you have very aptly preserved it, and it was brought out on the Thresher, which was brought out on February 11th, 1921, exactly 100 years ago, mentions that Tagore has gained an unprecedented international reputation as a poet and a man of letters, causing a great demand for his works in English translation. So this we are talking of 1921. And he set up the Shanti Niketan with the vision to blend traditional Indian system of Gurukul with the Western traditions. The school, which is now world renowned, is the Vishwa Bharati University, where thousands of students study, and we have a lot of cultural linkages established with that great institution. It is still to this day it is renowned all over the world, and it is expanding in its activities and has a very multifaceted curriculum. Again, the publication I found very interestingly, which was of 1921, also writes about the time of setup of Shanti Niketan. And I quote, it says, in 1902, Tagore founded an open-air school on his estate Shanti Niketan, translated as the Abode of Peace. There were only 3 or 4 children, his own young son being amongst the first students. And this is 1921 when they write that there are now 200 students and more than 20 teachers. And quoting Tagore, they say, I decided to found a school where the students could feel that there was a higher and nobler thing in life than practical efficiency. It was to know life itself well. So, as we gather here, while this was set up in 2013, this grove was set up here, but this 100-year span, and at that time when what means of communication we would have today, of course we use all this internet and all that, but despite all that, in 1921 Tagore had made such a impact here in United States. The consulate, as you know, we are going through this pandemic, and we are striving to support the community and also deepen our ties with India and United States. It has been a challenging year, but we have been trying to do our best to support the community with our many helplines on a real-time basis. both on by emails and phones, which are now running in more than thousands. I mean, it's crossed almost 35,000 now. Our consular services are normal, and we are continuing to keep the turnaround as minimal as possible. There is a huge spike of services. While, just to share with you, we get a lot of requests for emergency visas these days for people to travel, because normal visas have been suspended between many countries, and we try to do it over the weekend, whatever we can. OCI services for passports, for miscellaneous services for people to travel to India. It has been a difficult year for all of us, and a challenging year, because I don't think anyone had prepared for this. But now we see hope around with the vaccines, and we have adapted. I'm sure things will turn around soon. I also want to mention that for this year we have rolled out a plan of activities, including to deepen our trade and investment ties with this part of United States and with United States in focus areas like energy and healthcare, medical research, in technology and manufacturing. We also have recently introduced a new education policy, I think, which will be very relevant for what the society is trying to do. For Rabindranath Tagore, as he founded the Vishwa Bharati University, which is the Shanti Niketan. So India, after a long span, has put out this National Education Policy 2020, which is really historic. If some of you may have already seen, I see some of you here who are associating with us to try to deepen our connect on that area, but it offers immense potential. Mr. Partha, I recall, joined us for that call, and it offers immense potential, because we are trying to merge clusters of universities, make them multidisciplinary for the 21st century. And given the young population we have, I'm sure all of you know the demographics of India. With more than 1.3 billion people, more than half our population is below 29 years of age, and a very large, substantively large population below 15 years of age. So education will be a very important pillar for us. And in United States, we get a lot of students who are studying. So we are trying to deepen our partnership in this area with student exchanges, joint research, other programs. And since all of you are here and represented here, I encourage you to support us for this initiative. I'm sure it is close to the hearts of many, and the consulate will, of course, support you fully for whatever events you plan for this. We are also the cultural ties, which are evidently so with the statue of Rabindranath Tagore here. We have the statue of Mahatma Gandhi at the Harman Park, and the many cultural organizations here represented by the very large and growing, vibrant Indian diaspora here. We mark important occasions, we celebrate important festivals. We will, of course, celebrate all the festivals with you as well, or with the society. You also did the Durga Puja recently, which was, of course, done with social distancing given the pandemic measures, and the Tagore Society is engaged in many activities which are for connecting the youth to India. So we will continue our connect on that. On our community initiatives, we are connecting with states across southern United States. We are bringing out a new directory to network and connect with everyone here. The Tagore Society was founded, I understand, in 1974, and has been engaged in community activities and to spread the awareness of Tagore's monumental works, his teachings, and also spread his universal message of brotherhood, peace, harmony, and promoting understanding between cultures. So I wish you all the best for your future endeavors, and I assure you that we will continue to support you in your activities, and I also look forward to your continued support for our various initiatives. So thank you again. It is a cold day, but I'm sure you have all gathered here. It is, I believe, it is going to be one of the historically cold spells which is going to hit us over the weekend. But we have good infrastructure, and I'm sure we'll all be fine. Thank you.